Now, if you're like Tommy and I and you love your classic games, or maybe you like these 2D fighters like I do, you've probably been looking around for the right controller for the job, and that's what we're going to talk about today. This is the X Arcade gaming stick from X Gaming. This one's a little bit pricey. It starts at about 150 to 180 bucks.
Right.
But you get a really honking big, very durable joystick.
This is the end-all, be-all of arcade sticks.
Basically, you're ripping an arcade controller out of the arcade and bringing it home with you.
But the amazing thing about this joystick is that it's compatible with all the different hardware systems out there. PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, PC even. What I like about the controller though is that it even has the two side pinball buttons. Right. So you can actually play the pinball as well. It's unbelievable. It's a really big price tag, but if you're into this stuff as much as I am highly going to recommend you picking up this stick.
Me too. I think this stick is awesome. I think it's worth the dough. I think you're going to have a blast with the X Arcade stick. On the positive side, this thing is built to last. It's tough as nails, and it's got a lifetime guarantee. It's compatible with any game system that you have, and you just can't beat playing those classic arcade games with a classic-styled controller.
The only thing that's negative about the stick is that the price tag is pretty steep. But you get what you pay for.
Stick around. When we come back, we're talking SimCity 4.
Hi, I'm Wilmer Valderrama, and you're watching G4.
Inside all of us, there's a smile waiting. Invisalign. Call now and start smiling more.
Ever wondered what it's really like to be a soldier?
What do you got?
I have a sit rep from Alpha Company.
PT, ready to be verified. Verified!
Put yourself in the picture with this free video. You'll see over 200 great jobs in the Army and over 180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learned, how you can earn money for college, even what soldiers do in their free time. Call 1-800-984-ARMY now and get this free t-shirt and your free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
I mean, it's just a job after all, isn't it? Some people deliver the post, I jump over rivers and fight tigers.
People think that's easy.
They don't see all the bloody time I spent coaching these lads through training mode. Once this little bugger from Cleveland couldn't get me out of an alley, then left me on pause for 12 hours. I mean, how hard is it to press reset before you turn me off?
Good point.
Arena. Ready, go team.
Lock and load because the search for our new arena champion begins with a clash.
Gamma starts the round off by showing some gymnastics skills.
They are getting tons of kills, and they even tied up a second round.
Look at that!
Cade is not giving up.
Ryu lands a major hit on Keo. The pressure is on.
Arena, tonight at 11 p.m., powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor.
Buried Treasures brought to you by EB Games.
You know, it's possible for PlayStation 2 games to even be buried treasure. I got two here with me now. We got Echo and Eco. And which one should I do this week? Let's try Ico. You have to go and save this little girl called Yorda. And you kind of drag her around with you by the hand. You drag her around, and you're trying to protect her from these beasts that come up and grab her and carry her off and try to bring her to the black hole. But the amazing thing is that the action button for this game pretty much handles everything. The game assumes what you want to do, which makes it extremely easy to control the character. By the end of this game, you'll be so involved and enthralled in this character and this story, it will blow you away. You'll be begging for Eco 2, and hopefully they make one because, like I said, this wasn't a huge seller from Sony. Now, the guy who designed this game over in Japan, it was the very first game he ever even worked on. So he hit it out of the ballpark his first time at bat. Unbelievable. I'm talking about the PlayStation 2 version of Ico. Eco. I-C-O.
All right, we're back. We built this beautiful city set behind us. We're going to be talking about SimCity 4 from Maxis and EA for the PC. What do you think of this one?
You're either into these kind of games or it's a bore fest for you. Now, I'm not too much into these games, but I can appreciate this one because of the level of detail that they have gone through to make these huge, massive cities.
I think this is only a bore fest for people that don't give the game a little bit of time.
Let me ask you a SimCity 4 question.
Yes.
Why isn't it in 3D?
Because
Why?
there is so many different things going on. You need a powerful...
There's a lot of things going on in Metal Gear Solid 2 and Splinter Cell too.
But this
and
is,
there's a lot of detail in those
This is even
games.
bigger than those games, if you can believe it. You need a very powerful PC to run this thing.
The minimum requirement of this game is a P3 500.
Right.
But trust me when I say you do not want to play this game if you have a P3 500. You need a P4 1 gig. For it to not chug. Because it's not 3D, I don't understand why it's doing that.
Dude, it's got a ton of stuff to compute. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can actually import your own Sims from the Sims game and stick them into this game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, but they really don't do much. It's a fun novelty, but everything doesn't carry over. It's nice, don't
The
get me
computer
wrong.
keeps track of where they work and where they're going. It doesn't take all the attributes that you had from the Sims game over into
that's
this.
a problem.
But it builds new ones for you, and they report on how your city is doing. The SimCity experience has always been about urban planning and dealing with what the public wants and what the city can afford, and working the best solutions for housing and best solutions for transportation and police force and fire department, all of the things that make a city work. And if you learn all that stuff, not only are you getting an education on how difficult it is to plan all this stuff, but it's also very fun and rewarding.
But there's a lot of people out there who don't play games for the education.
This is education wrapped in a very candy-coated shell. They've removed a lot of the micromanagement issues that were such a big part of the previous game. But the biggest new development this year is that it's not just one city that you're really dealing with. You can actually manage a bunch of different cities in this big sort of regional type zone. Now you can actually have suburbs around your city and manage those. And you can do things like, let's say you want to bring money to your city by creating a missile testing facility or a toxic waste dump. Well, if you don't want that in the heart of your beautiful city, you can send that out to the burbs and let them deal with it.
As my partner here has described so eloquently, as you can see, this game is extremely detailed.
It is.
But I'm not saying that that is necessarily a good thing. For a casual gamer out there like myself, I just look at this thing and go, well, too much stuff.
No, I think a casual gamer is actually going to look at this and they're going to say, well, this is kind of stuff that I understand because this is what I have to deal with in my life. You know, I care about traffic.
He's
and
being way too
I love
cerebral
this game.
here.
I love this game.
I'd rather beat people with baseball bats in Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
9 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 7. I can appreciate it, but I just didn't have too much fun.
On the positive side, this is one of the most thorough and detailed simulations of a city you'll find anywhere. The God mode is amazing. It's so cool to be able to build mountains, forests, and herds of animals. And the micromanagement aspects of the game have been simplified quite a bit, so it makes the game a lot more fun.
On the negative side, your minimum requirement is a P3 500, but even at that point, you still really need a smoking computer to get this thing to work. After the 4th incarnation of this game, I would have liked to have seen it make the jump to 3D. And really, if you're not into this type of game, you might be bored.